Hello friends, how are you today? A little bit of a different angle because I don't feel like having my face in the camera. I'm not feeling myself today. If you are part of this collective, and because our energies tend to be so mirrored, we are going through a pretty difficult transition. One of the most difficult I've ever went through in my life, and you may be feeling some of this energy. And I feel like right now the question that I'm going to be asking today is, how can collective restore their faith in the future? I feel like that's the question that Spirit is guiding me to ask today. And so we're going to get straight into this reading. I'm going to be using the Quantum Tarot deck today. And yes, I have protection over this entire reading and all of those that are watching it. And I also infuse this reading with Reiki healing energy. Let it be healing to all of those that it touches. How can collective restore their faith in the future at this time? How can collective restore their faith in the future at this time? My dog does not like the sound of shuffling. Her name is Lulu. Flew out. One of ace of, no, this is not the ace. One sword. I don't usually get a whole lot of ones a lot of the time. And I think in the original tarot it's the ace of swords, which is why I felt led to say that. But this is a singular sword, and it's kind of surrounded by this bubble and this lightning energy. And I feel like this is about remembering who you are and what you came here to do more often. When the present moment is not, it's chaotic and it feels like you're constantly being kind of struck by this lightning energy, like you're constantly being hit with things. I feel like it's important to remember the core of who you are and what you are meant to do in this life. If you have any clarity on what that vision is, and if you don't have any clarity what that vision is, I implore you to spend some time looking inwards, doing some visualization exercises about just what do you want to do in this life? Who do you want to be? And what do you know yourself to be in this present moment? If you're a kind and you're an empathetic and you're a loving person and you're caring and you're talented in whatever field that it is that you're in, like, I feel like that is what you need to do to focus, what you need to focus in on, to give you hope for the future. I feel almost resistant to even say this fixation with the future, because it can be hard to look ahead when you're struggling in the present moment. And that's why I'm drawn to focus on the things that you know that you are right now, the areas that you do feel like you're enough in this present moment. Instead of fixating so much on the things that haven't gone right or the things that might not go right, focus on again, like, what you know about yourself right now. I'm also getting protection with like this bubble energy around the sword. And so saying prayers of protection using anointed oils, candles. I've got dragon's blood sage, dragon's blood candle that's lit right now. Lighting your incense, grounding, asking your spiritual team, whatever that looks like for you, your ancestors, your angels, your higher self, for that protection, for that protective energy at this time. And I'm praying for your protection as well. We just had 2 more cards fly out. And this one, we've got the 10 of Wands. It's very like fiery energy. It's a very like dynamic card. I'm getting with this card, you can kind of feel like this right now. Like there's like swords all up and through in your back. And I feel like that's what's kind of like stifling your hope for the future a little bit. But I feel like with this bright light that's kind of connected to the swords in his back, like understanding that every time that you've been stabbed, like that wound has created what I'm hearing like is like a portal to a new reality. And I'm also drawn to the fact that like he may be doubled over, but he's not down. Like he's not out for the count. He's not. It's not over, is what I'm hearing. I'm also drawn to the fact that there's like this combustible energy like in the back. Like I feel like there's something about the things that you've gone through and the people that have left and the times that you have been stabbed in the back that have kind of like lit this fire in you. I feel like this could be connected to your passions. You could be the sort of person that channels your pain into your passions in a very beautiful way. It's your form, it's your brand of alchemy. This could be through painting, music, poetry, dance. However you express yourself, I feel like there's something about your pain being directly correlated in that. And there is so much hope to have in the future for that. Because there's a way that you're able to touch people in a very specific way because of the things that you have been through. And yeah, I feel like sometimes we there's an aspect of like it shouldn't have had to be that hard, but you can't change how hard it was, but you can change how hard you choose for it to continue to be. There's a certain level of control we have over our internal world. And I feel like your perception of the things that you have been through is what is going to determine your hope for the future. It's what's determining your hope for the future. I feel like very itchy all of a sudden. And I seen this post earlier of this guy. He was making like this skit and he was talking about how like he was sitting down on the couch and then his like mother or like this other person that he had impersonating his mother like came down and tried to sit next to him and like tried to bond with him and show him something on his phone. And the post was like that the difficulty you have when trying to connect with a parent that has never tried to like heal the wounds that they created or have like a real authentic relationship with you. And I feel like there's something significant about you literally feeling like itchy and uncomfortable around certain people, and that being like a physical response of your body telling you like you need to get away from them. There's something about their energy that is like very dirty is what I'm hearing, that gives you like feelings of just like deep uncomfortability. Like it almost makes you feel dirty being around them. And I feel like there's something very significant about, again, like you protecting your energy at this time, you protecting yourself from the people that you know not to be good for you. There could be an aspect or like some area that you are still engaging in environments that you know to be harmful to yourself. And this is going to continue to suck your hope and faith that the future is going to be any differently. There's something dangerous about having expectations for people that have consistently let you down in the past, is it consistently kind of push you in this feedback loop of disappointment, which a lot of the times can just kind of suck your hope out for the future kind of out of you, because you've seen from their behavior that it makes it hard to believe that people can change when you're constantly around people that just don't have the ability or are not in the place of their journey to change. And it's very easy to take personally, but when we're all in a very different journey, and for some people they're going to need to come back 10 times before they get it right. But that's not on you to control or to exert any sort of energy on or over their life to try to guide them on this path. Like the only responsibility that you have is to show up authentically you in this world. And I feel like there's something so beautiful about the way that you are when you do show up authentically. You naturally trigger like this sort of domino effect in other people and help them realize that they are able to change their circumstance no matter what they've been through. There's something so raw and honest and vulnerable about your story that when you share it, it touches people on such a deep and visceral level that it allows them to know that, like, yes, people can change and your circumstances can change and your mindset can change, and you don't have to be the things that that happened to you, and you don't have to become the people that did the worst things possible to you. And I feel like that is what is going to give you this hope for the future, is alchemizing the knives that have been put in your back, using them as swords to protect and defend the things that you're building in yourself. This is the come on. It's not the Fool card, the Hangman. This is the Hangman card. And you're this Hangman energy, and it's coming out, you know, in the original tarot. He's upside down. In this you came out right side up. And I feel like this will be considered in the reverse. I am going to get a little clarification from the book, but first I'm going to read it as it came out. Confirmation burp. I feel like there's something significant about that, about it usually coming in like he's upside down, but in this case it came in as a reversal, which is right side. So there could be like this feeling of like things not being the way that they're supposed to be, but they really are the exact way that they're supposed to be. Your entire life can feel like it's being shaken and like it's upside down, but really it's right side up. And it's about your perception. It's about what you're seeing. It's about how you're perceiving it at this time. And I'm hearing that your perception of it is what is directly correlated to your misery while you're experiencing it. Okay, yes, the Hanged Man. And I don't know if this one does reversals. It doesn't give you the reversal. Okay, I'm drawn to this aspect of it though. The uncertainty principle. Like the Hanged Man turns everything upside down. Physicists in the early 20th century trained to think in terms of precision and exactitude were understandably resistant to the idea that on a fundamental level that the stuff of our universe is imprecise and inexact. The Hanged Man card represents this state of existential confusion where our old ways of thinking and being are no longer working. The image of a man dangling, apparently willingly, from his ankle is a resonant and complex one. The essential message is that something must be freely relinquished to attain a greater purpose. It symbolizes the difficult moment when the old has been sacrificed, but the new has been yet to be reborn. I mean, that's a whole bar within itself. The essential message is that something must be freely relinquished to attain a greater purpose. It symbolizes the difficult moment when the old has been sacrificed, but the new has yet to be born. And you're sort of in this liminal space. And like I said, there's something significant about your perception of this situation that is going to determine rather you step into this energy of understanding that everything that you've had to give up, all of the people that you've had to cut off, were for a very specific and divine purpose. And it's to put you in, I'm not even hearing put you in. I feel like right now you are in alignment. Whatever struggle you are going through that feels like it is about to just break you down, like it's about to break your back, is alignment. There's something so divinely beautiful about the transformation that you're going through, although it is painful. 6 of Wands. 6 energy is that rebalancing energy. It's a call to rebalance because there's a fixation with the material world outside of there's a fixation with the material world, and like that is creating an imbalance with that number of 6 when it comes in. And I did a reading for my partner beforehand, and I feel like 6 was significant in his reading, and I just feel like, again, that draw to this 6 number, especially when we're talking about wanting to restore hope in the future, there needs to be a restoration of balance first. And we've got the Six of Wands here, and he's on a horse. We are in this year of the horse. And I feel like with this energy, you could feel like things are moving so fast that you can't get a grasp on any one particular thing that is going on right now. And I'm hearing like it's very intentional. I feel like you could almost feel disoriented. Things are going so fast. But I'm hearing that the purpose of you being disoriented and not being able to kind of grasp your bearings is so that you don't overthink any one particular situation. That you don't think yourself out of your blessings is what I'm hearing. So like say that there's an opportunity that you're being presented with, and it's you're getting a lot of signs and signals, but you're so fixated on thinking about all of the things that could go wrong about this one particular situation that you think yourself out of the blessing. Like let's say you're waiting for a job, and it's taking them a little bit of time to call you back, and instead of waiting in that space and sitting in the uncomfortability of not knowing what their response is going to be, you decide to go and just get you a quick job at McDonald's, or you decide to lock yourself into another job position that is paying you less because you have already decided in your mind that you were going to be rejected. And so I feel like this disorientation that you're feeling right now is so that you can't think too much, or so that you can't get too much in the space of, again, like thinking yourself out of a blessing. I'm going to do 2 more cards, guys, and then we're going to do 2 oracles. I'm going to seal this up. Thank you, Spirit. Knight of Swords wanted to come out bad. I had a feeling that this card would come out because I feel like you're in this hermit energy, and you feel very like isolated. But the hermit is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful card to have, because it's just that signifier that you are like in this space where your gifts are being heightened, your intuition is being heightened. Sometimes when there's so much noise around, it's hard to hear yourself. It's hard to hear that true voice, that true north, because you have so many opinions, so much noise, so much stimulation, that it can be very like difficult for you to hear yourself. And I'm hearing to know yourself. I feel like sometimes too, when you're around so many people and you're in this space of figuring out exactly who you are, I feel like that's significant for you right now, is this whole idea of trying to define exactly who you are. I feel like when you don't necessarily know who you are, being around too many people is never a great thing, because you end up absorbing parts of their personality because you don't have a clear identity of your own. And so that is part of where this hermit mode is coming in at. This whole reading in itself is your restoration of hope in the future. Like you understanding on a deep level of why you are at the point that you are right now is your restoration in the future, because there's a certain level of faith that you just have to have, that everything that you are going through at this point in time is for a purpose, and it's only for your greatest good. You're gonna have people that look at you in this role. They're gonna be looking at you to take the torch, that's looking at you to hand them this light, to guide them out of their own dark space. And you are being fortified into understanding like that you are this energy, this hermit energy, this leader energy, this guiding energy. I'm hearing Moses. Moses could be significant for you. Christianity, I would look up the story of Moses, which I believe is like very like similar to like the story of like just a classic story of a chosen one, like that whole having to sacrifice and be downtrodden and be isolated, and then being in this position of leadership. I do feel like that's significant. Even if you're not Christian, I would just look up like the overarching story of Moses and what his journey was. And then we have the Knight of Swords. when I get this card, I'm always just kind of drawn to like this slither of the clouds kind of parting and moving out of the way. And sort of this energy of like the battle being fought and won, like victorious. And I just get victorious energy from this card. I'm also getting dark horse energy, but I'm getting that you're the one that underestimates your own self. Like you don't foresee yourself coming up from wherever you're at and in winning or overcoming this, but you are going to. You didn't come this far just to come this far, love. I am going to get a book reading for this Knight of Swords for you. Courteous young man has good intentions, but his attitude can be overbearing. I'm speaking about an energy of like someone else, but I'm going to read it as I see it, as I intuitively get it, and yeah. I'm also getting that, you know, you don't have to keep fighting so much. All your life you likely had to fight. You don't have to keep fighting so much. You don't have to, things are not going to just fall apart if you lay down and rest for a little bit. Thank you, Spirit. Something just got delivered too that can be significant for you. Deliveries, packages. Maybe getting yourself a little something that you've been wanting, treating yourself to something. Experiencing some of that sweetness of life in the present moment instead of depriving yourself until things get better. First card. I'll show it to you so you can screenshot it. If you are noticing changes within you, it's because you are leaving the old version of yourself behind. You are elevating and shedding unnecessary layers. Old cycles are ending and new beginnings are on the horizon. You deserve this new chapter. This is your time to trust. When I tell you this deck is like so on, it is insane. It is crazy. Like I really want you to screenshot that and have it as your screensaver. Put it somewhere where you can see it often and understand that it's a direct message from your future self. I'm getting Spider-Man, the new one that's supposed to be coming out. If you've seen the trailer or the preview, you'll hear, and I feel like it's gonna be that sort of movie where we really get like essentially an ascension sort of vibe with it. They talk about like the 3 stages that spiders go through, and there was a line in there that the man stated about like the last cycle, like either, you know, the spider dies or it triumphs, but if it triumphs, it becomes like the strongest, most fortified version of itself. And I feel like that's what you're going through. Like there's something, look up the cycle of a spider. Like I said, look up that trailer and see if anything kind of calls out to you, but I feel like you could be going through this cycle. And keep in mind that in this new one, I don't know if you've watched them, but they are really good movies. In the last one, he had to make this hard decision where everybody that he's ever known had to forget him, and he did this, to save humanity. And I feel like, again, like this sort of hermit mode, this chosen one sort of energy. Marvel movies in general are, like I said, watching and observing people that have gone through a chosen one journey, even if it's not like in the physical real world, but these stories of a chosen one, like this, there's always this journey of struggle, of isolation, of pain, of loss, of having to face that shadow energy, and there's a lot to it. Like it's not this journey that's handed to you, and chosen ones choose. I mean, you can choose not to choose it. You can go back to the same patterns, the same people, but there's an innate amount of suffering that even goes into that, into choosing a reality that at this point is not right for you, because once you open up your eyes, you can never shut them again. Entertain the thought of what you think would be an easier life if you need to. But I feel like each and every time you're going to realize, like, that's not going to be fulfilling for me. This 9 to 5, this living in the same town, around the same people and the same energy, like, it's not going to give you what you really want, that level of fulfillment that you need. Last card for us. Be clear about where you are putting your focus right now. Focus on your desired outcome. You have everything within you to create the life of your dreams. Stop doubting yourself for once. This is your time. We've got you. I'm going to do one more, guys, because I just love you so much. I've been crying damn near every day, so please understand, like, you're not alone. You are not alone. Whatever you have been putting off, don't procrastinate any longer. Tackle that long overdue project. You will feel better once you begin. Start with one thing at a time. Thoughts and ideas not acted upon are just laying in wait. You can do this. And this doesn't have to be big steps, love. It can be one little micro step every day. I send you guys off with all the love in the world. I hope you have a wonderful day. Stay strong, stay steadfast. Care for yourself, take time for yourself, love on yourself. Be the peace that you want to see in your life. I send you off with all the love in the world. Have a great day. Please feel free to subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. And if you would like to follow me on TikTok, it is Diary of a Hermit. I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.